And at the same time, there are some brothers and sisters that follow the spiritual direction of the Honorable Brother Minister Silas Muhammad, John Muhammad, Jan Muhammad, Minister Avery, Brother Minister Marvin Muhammad, what have you. Now, I mean, what I personally seek to try to do is to find a balance where we don't allow Dr. Yaqub Malik Shabaz's law of divide and conquer to come into the nation of Islam and separate us from us, to divide our nation into such a fraction that we use our importance and our power and our strength and our significance. You know what I mean? And in doing all that, of course, there's a price to pay. You know what I mean? Of course, COINTELPRO forces is going to come against you and work in opposition to you and do all the technology that they could do to try to destroy that type of ministry. However, on the underground, I'm proud to say and I'm happy to say we have been efficient and sufficient in producing gods and goddesses worldwide that follow nothing but the life-giving teachings of Honorable Elijah Muhammad. They don't follow me. I don't have followers. I don't believe in followers. Me personally, our thing is we don't believe in temples or mosques or masjids or schools or any of that. Now, I mean, any form of organized religion, we consciously reject it. Now, I mean, we respect those that believe in organized religion. However, as student followers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, we believe that the messenger's message is sufficient to guide us through this age of mess. So, in our concept, we don't just look at Master Fard Muhammad as being Allah or the Honorable Elijah Muhammad as being the Allah. We look at you as being Allah, male or female. Now, I mean, we look at all student followers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad as being sufficient in and of themselves to study the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and to strive to practice the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad to the best of their ability. And I believe that that makes us a stronger people. And of course it's going to be controversial. Of course it's going to be a lot of misinterpretation, misinformation, slander, divisions, technology, COINTELPRO forces, all that goes with it. Now, I mean, like, I might lose my life in this. Now, I mean, I've been locked down and countless holes all over America for teaching these type of teachings. But my life, my death, and my sacrifices is not for a mystery God, but for our people. Those that I know are suffering to this very hour. There are brothers and sisters that are being persecuted as prisoners of war for nothing more than teaching the raw war teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Now, I mean, and that goes with the territory. Now, I mean, you got to have a thick skin in this thing. You know, you have to, you know, blaze a trail where there is no trail. You got to work without anything. You got to be like that first guy and operate in nothing but complete darkness. Now, I mean, with no resources, no money, no helpers, no temples, no newspapers, no final calls, no Muhammad Speaks, no literature, none of that. But with just that faith, that mustard seed, that kernel of truth, Allah will bless you in the person of Master Fard Muhammad if you take and dedicate and serve Allah alone. We're not talking about a spook or a spirit. So in my lifetime, I have seen the blessings of Allah for those that faithfully fear no one but Allah, who came to the person of Master Fard Muhammad and served no one but his first, last, and only messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. You know, I've been teaching this for like 40 years now. Now, I mean, a lot of people is like, what you mean we answer our own prayers? Message to the black man in America. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said in 1965, answer your own prayers. That's the messenger teachings. Now, I mean, we don't look up for God. We don't look down for no devils. Now, I mean, we look in the mirror. We look within. Now, I mean, we show and prove who we are by bearing fruit. Now, I mean, and all you can do is continue to strive to serve Allah. You can't be, you know, you're not going to be able to please all the people all the time. You shouldn't waste your time trying to. Now, I mean, you know, you're not going to make progress sitting around arguing with people. Now, I mean, you know, where it's like, this brother may be with this branch of the Nation of Islam, this sister may be with this branch of the Nation of Islam, and, you know, it's beneath me to want to attack the Honorable Brother Minister Louis Farrakhan because he may have a few positions that are different from mine. Now, I mean, all of the good that he did, all of the divine works that he did, all of the writings that he did, all of the body of literature he had preserved for us, all of the clarity he had given us on the life-giving teachings of Elijah Muhammad, I have to respect my elder. I have to respect the pioneers. Now, I mean, not just Farrakhan. I'm talking about Salas. I'm talking about Minister Jeremiah Shabazz in Philadelphia. I'm talking about Brother Minister Levi Kareem, who's been pushing that Muhammad speech. I'm talking about Brother Minister Munir, Brother Minister of all the ministers at Crow, all the ministers at Secretaries. You know, these brothers been compiling and preserving the life-giving teachings of Elijah Muhammad, putting together a little. You know how much sacrifice it took for them to do that? You know how much money it takes to do that kind of stuff? You know how much due diligence you have to have that? You know how much slander and persecution and threats and attempt murders brothers and sisters went through in the wilderness of North America? We have to be mindful of these things. Now, I mean, you know, you know, truth is the daughter of time. And as time goes on, I'm confident that you will see that the devil was behind all of the visions that you've seen. Now, I mean, you know, they plotted and they planned. But the Holy Quran teaches us that Allah is the best of planners. So my thing with the youth is, listen, get the original, divine, and direct teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I don't want you following me or anybody else. You don't need no middlemen. All we can do is help you help yourself. All we can do is guide you to the Supreme Allah who came to person Master Muhammad and his first, last, and only messenger, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Now, you're going to have, because of your personal circumstances, your personal disposition, you're going to have preferences. You're going to have certain flavors. Some brothers was in college. Some brothers was in church on the choir. Some brothers was studying Arabic as children. Some people were born Muslim. Now, I mean, some people was making rakats when they were teenagers. Some people were raised by mothers that was addicted to heroin and meth and crack and dope and under abusive homes and seeing family members murdered, seeing family members murder their own family members. They were personally abused. They came from broken homes, abject poverty. Some people grew up without food to eat, without a roof over their head. They was homeless, living in the streets, living in cars, living in abandoned buildings and trap houses. So we have a whole disposition out here that we can't have cookie cutters where everybody's going to be exactly the same. It don't work like that. Now, I mean, but I have experienced in my personal lifetime by dealing with brothers and sisters in the belly of the beast in particular, that once they get knowledge of self, that natural genius comes forth. Now, I mean, that spiritual gifts that was always there come alive. Now, I mean, their psychological issues of anxiety and depression and bipolarism and schizophrenia, it fades into oblivion because they're now, for the first time in their life, able to have a free thought, to take a free step, to be themselves, regardless if we agree with them, their true self or not, whether we like them or not. Now, I mean, to have that confidence and to have that courage to be who they want to be, to do what they got to do, to strive the way they have to strive. Now, I mean, that family members and friends and their enemies may hate them, but their thing is whatever. Now, I mean, and that type of thinking offends people. Now, I mean, it confuses people. But as long as we, as student files of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, look at his teachings teach us, do not look on the bad side of things. There's always a good side. It's better to take that side. Now, I mean, so I remember getting newspapers from the messenger brother, John Muhammad. Now, I mean, and I'm like, whoa, this brother, Supreme Minister, dropping jewels. So people, oh, he ain't the Supreme Minister, he this. I'm like, listen, how can he not be a supreme minister if he's doing supreme works? So it's a lot of pettiness that we have in our beliefs because we confuse our beliefs with our knowledge. Now, I mean, so I salute all of those that strive for freedom, justice, and equality here in the hells of North America. And even though we may not all agree on all points, we have to agree that our people, our future is important. So I send out all my love, all my blessings, all my dedication. My life, my death, and my sacrifices is all for Allah, the black man of Asia. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Peace, family.